You might be thinking your browser is broken. No, it's not. It just has too many tabs open. And funny enough, that's exactly what your brain does when you overthink. Have you ever replayed a conversation from 3 days ago and then suddenly realized you just might have sounded rude? Or spent 10 minutes trying to reply to one text, only to delete the whole thing after typing? Or imagined every possible outcome of a decision, only to end up not making the decision at all? Most people think overthinking means thinking too much. But that's not quite true, because sometimes you can think about one thing for hours and feel perfectly fine. Other times, 5 minutes is enough to leave you mentally exhausted. So what's the difference? To answer that, let's go back to the browser. Now, imagine your brain is your internet browser. Every thought opens a tab. I need to send that email. New tab. What should I have for dinner? New tab. Did I lock the front door? New tab. What if they misunderstood what I said yesterday? New tab. None of these tabs are a problem by themselves. But here's the catch. Browsers don't struggle because one tab is complicated. They struggle because too many tabs stay open at the same time. Surprisingly, your brain works in a similar manner. And that's where overthinking begins. Every unfinished thought you have quietly asks your brain for attention. Not all of it. Just a tiny bit. A little here, a little there. One thought about work, one about money, one about your future, one about a mistake you made years ago. Individually, they're tiny, but together, they're like 100 tiny apps running in the background. And you don't notice them until everything starts to slow down. Now, something strange happens. Instead of solving the problem, your brain opens another version of the same tab. What if they meant this? What if they meant that? What if I should have said something else? What if I say something tomorrow? It's still the same problem, just wearing different clothes. When you think about it, you probably had 5 different thoughts that were really just one thought in disguise. And every duplicate steals more mental energy. Have you also noticed how some thoughts actually disappear while others keep coming back? That's because your brain hates unfinished business. It keeps refreshing the page, hoping that this time you'll finally solve it. Except most of these thoughts don't need another refresh. They need permission to close. The browser doesn't know that. Neither does your brain. Eventually, you reach the point where nothing gets done. Not because you're lazy or incapable, but because your mental browser has run out of memory. And as a result of this, you can't choose. You can't focus. You can't relax. You aren't even thinking clearly anymore. You're simply managing traffic. It's like trying to watch a movie while 99 other videos are buffering in the background. Here's what a lot of people get wrong. They think the solution is to stop thinking. But your brain was never designed to stop producing thoughts. Its job is to notice possibilities, to predict danger, to prepare for uncertainty. Thousands of years ago, that kept us alive. Today, it keeps reminding you about an email you already answered, or a conversation that's long over. The problem isn't that your brain opens tabs. The problem is believing every single tab deserves your attention. And honestly, most of them don't. So how do you actually close the tabs? You don't need to force yourself to think less. Instead, ask yourself one simple question. Does this thought need action, or just attention? If it needs action, then go ahead and take the smallest possible step. Send the message. Write the note. Make the appointment. Close the tab. If it doesn't need action, acknowledge it. Then let it go. Not every thought deserves a meeting. Some only deserve a wave as they pass by. And here's something surprising. The more often you close unnecessary tabs, the easier it becomes to notice the important ones. Remember the frozen browser from the beginning? Let's look at it again. Only this time, instead of 100 open tabs, there's just one. The fan goes quiet. The cursor moves instantly. Everything responds. The browser didn't become smarter. It simply stopped trying to do everything at once. Your mind works the same way. Clarity isn't about opening more tabs. It's about knowing which ones you can finally close. The next time your thoughts start piling up, picture that browser. Ask yourself, which tab can I close first? Your brain will thank you for it.